In this episode, we're going to talk about a way to improve your sales and dealership etiquette with effective training. This episode is all about etiquette, and proper etiquette isn't about just being polite. It's a strategic way to build trust, shorten sales cycles, and encourage repeat business. Learn how to train your team in this important customer service skill in this episode of Down Payment.
Welcome to Down Payment, the podcast for used car dealers. Prepare to learn something new about the industry that keeps us moving.
Check out all our podcast content on our social media channels. We are at Down Payment Podcast on YouTube, Down Payment Podcast on Instagram, and Down Payment Pod on X. Welcome back. Dealers, people that work for dealerships, everyone involved in the car industry, Happy New Year. This is episode 1 of season 5, and we've been around for a while now, and we're excited to bring you a whole bunch of new, hopefully motivational content that is going to help power your business and your success in the auto industry for 2026. This is the car industry, and motivation is a big thing for this industry, and we want to start you out right with great content that helps you look at problems in a different way, offers you solutions to challenges that you're facing in your business, and hopefully something that powers a really successful 2026 for you. We're excited about this year, and we want you to be excited as well. In this episode, we're going to talk about etiquette. Etiquette is kind of a point that is rarely made in our sales and customer service training, but honestly, it's something that we need to talk about a lot more because there are expectations by our customers on how we act and treat them. And a lot of those interactions are small interactions that create a tone and an expectation of how we're treating the customer and how they want to be treated. We're going to talk about this concept of etiquette and just how powerful it can be in empowering great customer service at your dealership. So the first concept we'll talk about is asking permission and setting the pace. So as salespeople, we want to give the customer control. And we do that by asking questions and responding to their feedback. So a question like, would you like a quick overview or would you prefer to explore on your own first? Giving them junctures where the customer can set the pace and we can respond accordingly is really important. You want to clarify your process up front. You want to have that needs assessment early on in the interaction with the customer, which is going to lead to, in one way or another, them examining inventory, doing a test drive, reviewing numbers, discussing options, hopefully leading to a close. But it's important to respect the customer's pace. You want to avoid rushing or overwhelming them. You want to make sure that you are building an experience that causes this customer to not only buy this car, but to buy their next 2, 3, 4, 5, or 10 cars from you. It costs a lot. Our customer acquisition costs are high in this industry. And so if you spend $300 or $400 in customer acquisition costs, only for that customer to come that one time and they never show up at your lot again, you are at a huge competitive disadvantage. You want to work towards lowering that customer acquisition cost by having that customer come back over and over and over again. And yet so many of our sales techniques drive at the short-term success, the short-term goal. I am going to do whatever I can to possibly get this customer into a car today, while dismissing the problem that certain things that you do as the salesperson, the customer service rep, anyone involved in the customer service role, dismissing the problems of forcing them into a car today can set a bad tone that causes them to never return to your dealership ever again. You might sell that one car, but you're not going to sell 2, 3, 4, 5 cars to them down the road. This is where manager coaching is extremely valuable. Managers, you could role play scenarios where salespeople establish expectations respectfully. You can offer scripts and prompts to facilitate a smooth flow where we start with that needs assessment, let the customer set the pace, where we're asking permission for how they want to proceed. The next concept, important etiquette concept, you want to build transparency and trust. This means that instead of speeding through explanations at the closing and at the finance desk, you want to clearly explain stuff like taxes, fees, warranties, accessories, financing, and do all of that by avoiding the use of jargon. You're going to want to have a very scripted, carefully delivered customer service experience at this point in time. You're going to want to, where possible, use video and provide resources to your customer so that they have a high level of comfort as to what you're talking about, what you're trying to explain, and what they're agreeing to. For managers at this point, you're going to want to conduct training sessions to review how to communicate complex numbers clearly with your staff, observe staff interactions, and provide real-time feedback on clarity and professionalism. This is a really important customer service touch point. The next thing, always listen before talking. We need to listen to our customers more than we talk or present to our customers. It shows respect and understanding. We want to use active listening skills. This really fundamental interpersonal communication skill is absolutely essential in our sales and customer service training. We don't do enough of the basics. We try to do more complicated psychological based sales training before we actually do the fundamental communications training that delivers that high level customer experience. So, salespeople, they should be asking open-ended questions. What's most important to you in a vehicle? Ask lots of questions and spend a lot of time listening. You can use active listening skills where you restate and summarize and recap what customers care about to make sure that you're understanding exactly what they mean. And for managers to coach and develop this, hold workshops on this, do role playing with this. Role playing exercises are extremely valuable, especially with these fundamental sales communication skills. You want to encourage the active listening and gently guide to avoid rushing into features or numbers too quickly. And if you could do this, you're going to have an incredible sales force. Then finally, respect decisions and avoid pressure. So if your customer says, not today, you want to respond professionally. And that might be something like, certainly feel free to take your time. I'm available if you want to review these options again. You want to showcase your value without criticizing your competitors or making assumptions about your customers' financial situations. Managers, you can coach this by training your staff to handle objections calmly and effectively while maintaining that etiquette. You're going to want to review your follow-up techniques that keep the doors open to the customer returning without creating an undue sense of pressure. We do have this important principle in sales called the principle of scarcity. And so there is something there we tell customers about, this is a popular vehicle and I have a lot of people interested in this and it may sell very quickly. But we want to do that in a way that is respectful, that maintains etiquette. So very truthfully, yes, this is a popular vehicle. I do have other people that are interested in it, but I will keep an eye out for you. If you're not prepared to buy at this time, I understand that, and I will be searching for the next one for you if this one happens to sell. We can use the principle of scarcity in a manner that preserves respect for the customer. If you can use these principles, you are going to deliver a sales experience that the customer feels is unique. This is stuff that is a lot of work. You have to have good training and coaching processes going on in your dealership in order to pull this off. But if you can pull this off, you are going to have a truly outstanding customer service experience that is going to differentiate you from your competition and is going to lead you to a lot of success in 2026. With that, I would love to hear your thoughts on how you deliver proper etiquette to your customers and how you train it in your staff. Leave your comments below. Would love to hear them. And with that, go sell some cars. It's 2026. Happy New Year. And it's been another episode of Down Payment. Check out our podcast on all our social media channels. We are at Down Payment Podcast on YouTube, Down Payment Podcast on Instagram, and Down Payment Pod on X.
Thank you for listening. Down Payment, the podcast for used car dealers, is a production of Meta Financial Services Incorporated.